tired, exhausted. A lot of times I'll get out here, train as hard as I can, even though I don't have the symptoms with UC that come with UC, with the bowels and everything. Sometimes it's just the exhaustion that sets in a little earlier than it would if I didn't have this disease. But I've got to grind through it. I love this stuff. I love lifting weights. I put each rep in as hard as I can. I act like I got to get a rep for each breath I want a lot of times, just to grind through it and get in a dark place. Because if I couldn't do this, I really feel like I might as well just lay down and die, and I'm not going to do that. The day that I can't lift weights, they might as well put me 6 feet under. It's a therapy for me, and I just enjoy it. I love it. I'm going to a property of mine here in Edmonson County. It's about 4.5 acres, kind of on a hillside, pretty view. One of the number one reasons I want to, or that we want to build here, is to kind of get away. It has absolutely no neighbors, and that's what my wife and I really want, just the privacy thing. There was a house already up there once, so there's a pretty big concrete slab up there where I would like to put another home gym. A lot more room to where you could pretty much train just about everything in the building instead of having to move stuff out in the driveway or out in the yard. That's some pretty big plans that I have for this land that we're going to. Can't really see the lot too well because all the grass has grown up. Like I said, there hasn't been anything up here for several years now, and so you can't really see how pretty the lot is. My wife and I really love the lot. It sits on this hillside. You kind of overlook the road and traffic. There's no neighbors. You got all kinds of privacy, which we really love. We love the treat area. So there's about 4.5 acres here. There's actually a pond that sits down on the lower end of the lot. These bricks and rock and everything you see over here, it was actually what had actually covered this slab at one time. The garage and house that used to sit here. Ulcerative colitis is a autoimmune disease that attacks the colon. Not only, it doesn't even stop from there. The exhaustion that comes with it, you feel lethargic, no energy, you feel weak. In my case, it about took my life probably 12 years ago. And the doctors didn't know if, nobody did. Nobody knew what was going on when I was first diagnosed with it. And my family didn't know if I was going to make it. I went from 180 pounds to 130 pounds in just a matter of a few weeks. I developed all these sores all over my body and scars on my body, and it even went as far as attacking my right eye. And I only have 20% of my cornea left in my right eye. Luckily, my vision and everything's okay now. I do have to wear glasses sometimes, but ulcerative colitis, I mean, even Crohn's disease, people doesn't realize, you know, I may not look sick. You know, people might think, people's even told me, you know, they've had cases of diarrhea and thing, but it's nothing like that. It's a whole lot worse, and I wish the awareness of it could be more global throughout the world, and I really hope someday they could find a cure for it. There's no cure for it. It's something you want to live with. I know that. Everybody that has it knows it. And you know, the thing about it is you know, I've talked to my wife about it, and I know that someday that it'll be the death of me, you know, one way or another, whether it's you know, a flare or even the medications I take. You know, it's one of them things. I take medications to treat my disease, but the medications is hurting other organs in my body. And so one of them things, you gotta make a decision. What's more important to you? What do you want more, you know? Do I want my colitis to be under control right now, or do I want long-term damage to other organs in my body? So it's one of them things I've come to accept, that I really do believe that you know, it's going to be the death of me one day, and that's why I want to build a home for my family, build a good brand new home for them. You know, you never know what's going to happen, and I hope that I can, you know, if anything did happen, that, you know, they wouldn't have to worry about anything. They'd have a new house to live in, a new house to grow up in, and have a good childhood. And you know, I just try to make as many memories with my family as I can.
The very first time we first met, I was 16 years old. It was the very first time we first met. And we were in a Kroger parking lot, which is really funny because now we both work for a company who does for Kroger. So he had his best friend, and then I was friends with his best friend. And then we just talked for a little while. But then I never saw him again until 2009. And then 2010, we started to date. So, and it's 2016 now, so 6 years. I'm very proud of him. It's frustrating when you have no control. The best thing you can do is be there for him, which sometimes is difficult because when he's in a flare, he pulls away from everyone. The only one that puts a smile on his face then would be Reese. She's the reason why he gets up during the day during a flare. Anybody else, I mean, he pretty much pulls away from it completely. So I just make sure that I'm there if he needs me. I'm there if he wants to talk. But other than that, I mean, I just do what I do on a day-to-day, and when he needs me, I'm there. So it's hard.
How do you feel about him being sick and, you know, training and competing? I mean, do you think is that something that bothers you, or is that something that is hard for you to accept? Or
no, I think it's inspiring. Because I don't think without Strongman, without competing, without training, I don't think he would get up. I don't think he would get up and do anything. He would be sick and struggling to get up and be tired. But with Strongman, he gets up, he goes to the gym, he fights through it. There's days that he doesn't, but the days that he does, I mean, it's a good day. He gets up, he goes outside, he goes to the gym, he sweats, he may have to come inside a few times, but he goes back out and he perseveres. So
If you could sum up your husband in one word, what would it be?
Strong. Strong. Very strong.
This past competition, Beast of Bluegrass 2016, I didn't deal with any flares, and it was the best performance of any competition I'd ever been in, and I was really happy with that. I didn't place third, didn't place top 3. Again, there was just some strong guys, absolute strong guys in this area, in my class, and hats off to them. And you know, it's been a humbling sport for me, it really has. I was 5 years old, probably one of the most backward people you ever met. My mother actually put me in baseball. First year playing, I loved it. And from the time I was 5, I mean, I was hooked. Loved baseball, favorite sport. From the time I was 5, all the way through my senior year of high school, I played. Of course, right when I graduated is when I got into lifting weights. Loved lifting weights. I loved it more than baseball. And so that was around in 02 when I graduated at Edmonson County High School. And in that time period, I'd always watch World's Strongest Man on ESPN, and that sport just intrigued me. You know, I thought, where are these people training for this stuff at? It, you know, blew my mind, because it wasn't around here. It wasn't in Bowling Green. It wasn't around here.
Come on, go to work. Go to work.
Living with ulcerative colitis, and despite all the effects that come with it, I plan on living a long life. And I want to be a good father. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good brother. I want to be a good son. I want to be a good friend to all my friends. And I want to live a long, healthy life. And that's a lot of reasons I work out. That's a lot of reasons that working out is so important to me, is because it does help. It helps to be active. And in any way, get exercise in any way. So, you know, that's how I want to be remembered. I want to have a positive influence on everybody that's in my life. I want to be a positive influence to them. And that's how I want to be remembered. You know, we're all going to die. It's just a matter of when. There's nothing we can do about it. We're all going to cash out one day. And, you know, so I'm just going to make the best of it I can in this life that I'm given, each breath I'm given, every day that I'm given. I want to make the best of it I can.